Hi everyone, welcome back to the Parade Planners podcast. We took a little time off. Everyone was a little busy, but we got most of the first round underway and we got 5 whole Leafs playoffs games to talk about. So we'll save the Leafs talk for the end again because we know that's the most heated and interesting part of the podcast. So we'll start by going series to series, kind of talking about our thoughts on them because most of them are over. I think all of them except for the Leafs ones. And then we can even start to give our round 2 predictions. So we'll start again from the East, the same way we did last time. The Islanders versus the Penguins, where I was the only one that predicted things right. What do you guys think about that?
Bro is a wizard. He's absolutely a wizard because this guy predicted, I think, every series correct except the Oilers one, which we all could predict wrong. Cause
Yeah, I was gonna say who could predict the Oilers one right, man?
yeah, we thought McDavid was gonna
Like
just
out of
guide to the defense, but nope.
we'll save this
Depth
talk for
mattered.
later, but like out of all the upsets that could have happened, I didn't think the Oilers would be the ones to get upset. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I would have
for
easily
sure, for
predicted
sure.
like a wild upset or like even like a Florida or I would even predict a Nashville upset over the Oilers losing. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, for sure. So should we get into the
yeah,
Penguins Islanders series?
yeah. Start with
So
that one before we get off
okay,
track.
yeah. So with the Penguins Islanders series, so you could basically be on a Tristan Jarry because with every metric, every advanced metric or metric, you see that the Penguins they did well, they had chances, they don't they didn't dominate play, but they held play for a long time, right? But thing is, Jarry had a negative eight goals above expected save percentage, which is kind of concerning to say the least, especially in the playoffs where you're expected to, like not stand on top of your head or at least make some like saves that can keep a team in it, right? Especially game I think 6 it was where he had like a bad like 3 or 4 bad goals. Not sure how much they did, but I think if Nadim was there, he would have known. But yeah, man, they need to figure out their goalie ASAP. So back in 2016, Marc-Andre Fleury left for Vegas. That was the worst decision I think they could have made, but you roll the dice, right? At that point, you roll the dice. You'd be like, either I'm going with the young Matt Murray, who led us to the cup, or I'm going with the older veteran and and um and Marc Andre Fleury. But it's the same thing that happened with the Leafs, where on a lesser scale of Gary Sparks or Curtis McElhinney, and that's what happened. The younger one came in, and he was not so good, and the older one went out, and he did well. Same thing with Matt Murray and Marc Andre Fleury. Matt Murray went out. Marc Andre Fleury went out. Matt Murray went back in, and you see Marc Andre Fleury succeeding with the Vegas Golden Knights, but Matt Murray is struggling with Ottawa now. What case in point is that Tristan Jarry came in now. He swept away Matt Murray, and Matt Murray got traded to Ottawa, and Matt Murray's still not doing well in Ottawa. Look at the save percentage. While you see Tristan Jarry also struggle with with the Penguins, and you see that like with you can't have one good season. Be like, yo, I want to sweep the goalie away. With Matt Murray, it was 2 seasons, but it could be a fluky 2 seasons. You never know. Goalie the voodoo, right? Yeah, that's just it. The goaltending
I don't
probably
know, man. I
just
don't
like
agree with that just because look at what happened to Frederick Anderson this season. Like
yeah,
I wouldn't say he was bad last season. He was
yeah,
average. He just wasn't above average like we needed, right? You wouldn't say he was
yeah,
bad, but you're
yeah.
saying Matt Murray was bad for 2 years and
No, 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 no.
they
I
shouldn't
didn't.
have
I didn't say.
give.
No, no. I didn't say it's bad for 2. I thought he was good for 2 years in the Stanley Cup run. Remember 2016,
Yeah,
2020
yeah,
Stanley
yeah.
Cup run? He was really good, but like you see the trajectory it went down after that, right? That's something with Tristan Jarry. Like he had a good season last year, the All Star last season. Remember that? And this season it played decline in the beginning. He went up and then declined in the playoffs again once the playoffs started, right? So the thing is, Tristan Jarry more of a steep hill goalie, right? Like if you look at a map, if you look at a graph, it's going up, I mean going down, up, down. Like it's the same thing. Like in the beginning of the season, remember he was like a 750 percent at the beginning of the season. Remember that? And
So
that's the
what do you
thing.
do next season though?
That's the
Do you
thing.
go
What do you
back to
do?
Tristan Jarry?
I don't.
Yeah.
I unless you like see a pattern where you can maybe straighten out the curve a bit, or like I'm talking about graphs here, I haven't seen a graph just enjoy. But looking at season projection, remember he was on a down. He went down first, and then he went up, and then he went down in the playoffs, right? But I don't think you come back with just if you're confident, because you don't have no one else in the system. You have Casey DeSmith. And he's not a proven starter. Right? He's like 28, but he's not a proven starter. He could be like Jack Campbell, but you never know. You never know where you can get someone like that, right? And the thing is, with Tristan Jari, you don't know what's going on with him. Is it mental, or is it his ability to make a save, or is it in between the ears? You never know what's wrong with him, right?
Yeah, and the big thing for me is like your core, Letang, Crosby, Malkin are all 34 around that age. So you need to find a good answer next year. Otherwise, you're kind of fucked, right? You can't be relying on Jari, who's kind of young, right? How old is Jari again?
I feel like it's
I
like
think he's
24 or something like that.
24, 25 around there.
I'll check
Yeah,
it.
pretty young. So I don't know if you're gonna like if you want to stay patient and rely on him, or if you go out and try to get a goalie. Because
He's
for me in
26.
this series, 26. Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
But either way, like in this series, Tristan Jarry was the main factor for why they lost. Right. You can also add in Crosby only had 2 points. Right, but that's another story. But the main factor was Tristan Jarry, and that's why they lost. Right, they got out goalied.
Yo, but isn't that similar to like what like St. Louis and Jordan Bennington, like how like he won the cup like later on. It's not
Yeah.
like a similar situation with like
He's
Matt
like
Murray. Yeah,
Jordan Bennington's not good. He just won a cup. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like
Yo,
it's like
careful, man. He might fight you for that.
oh my god, this guy tries
You
to
make
fight
fake punches. You fake
everyone.
punches.
Bro, did you see what Philip Grubauer what he posted on his
Bro, that
Instagram?
was hilarious.
He's like memories from round one, and it's like Bennington like barking at him or something like that.
You know, Comfort did the same thing, eh? Or someone else.
That's so
They
jokes.
posted a shot going by Bennington, and he's
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
Confer.
this is my
It was
favorite picture."
yeah,
dude.
it was Confer, and it wasn't even him scoring. That's the funny part.
Fuck. I
Oh
hope.
fuck.
Yeah, but like
Go ahead.
Tanegan said, like the big guns didn't perform, right? Like Crosby, Malkin. I think Crosby only had like 2 points, right? And then like if you're not getting like big big numbers and big production from your big guns, like you're not gonna be doing well in playoffs. Especially because like like guys like Jeff Carter like came out of nowhere and started like producing right for them. But that's it's good to have depth scoring, but like if your big guys are not contributing, like you're not gonna have success in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Crosby had the same amount of points as Cody Cece. Just take that in.
So that just means Cody Cece's the goat. What are you talking about? That's not bad on Crosby. That's just good on Cece. No, but like I told you guys the Isles were gonna win, man. Um, I feel like the Penguins play the exact same. Like not I don't want to say the exact same, but they play a more similar style of hockey to Toronto than a lot of the other teams, right? Like I wouldn't put them in that like Boston, Montreal, or even the Islanders type of category. I feel like they're a lot closer to Toronto's hockey, and the Islanders like directly countered them hard, and as you can
So
see, they won.
if Toronto and Islanders played right now, who would you
Honestly,
pick?
it would be a game seven toss up for me if the Islanders and Toronto played. Like I feel like it would be hard for me
Jeez.
to say the Leafs would dominate the Isles. Bro, like their defensive style of hockey is crazy. They have insane goaltending, right? I think it's all Barry Trotz though. Like it's just the way Barry Trotz coaches. He's like one of the best coaches in hockey. What did they say? He's made like nine playoff. He's won nine first rounds since like 2010 or something like that. I don't know. I saw some weird stat, but yeah. You know the weirdest part to me is Pittsburgh at one point had three bona fide starter goalies. They had Marc Andre Fleury, who they gave up on and went to succeed like crazy in Vegas. They had Matt Murray, who won them 2 cups, and they gave away. And honestly, Matt Murray was playing decent towards the end of the season this year. And then now they have Tristan Jarry, who just choked for them in the playoffs. Like, if they trade Tristan Jarry now, then what's their answer to goaltending? Like, they had 3 legit goalies, and they gave them all away in the span of like 4 or 5 years. And now what? They're fucked. So I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do there. I feel like after they won those 2 back-to-back cups, management just turned shit in Pittsburgh.
Who do you like? I know you guys are talking about goaltending, but who's an option for them outside of the organization that
Well,
that has been like? Who do you guys think the
honestly, they should
outside?
just stick with Yari and sign whoever the fuck they can in the offseason. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
trading Yari is the answer. I think if you trade Yari and then put all your chips on whoever you sign in the offseason, that's wrong. If you
yeah,
keep
you're
Yari
right.
and
Freddie.
yeah, Fred, like let's say Freddie does leave. If they sign Freddie, that would be great.
Or
Uh,
Tuca.
or there you go. Like there's a lot of good goalies in the market, but then at the same time, you don't want to sign Tuca to like an $8 million deal and then only have him. Like look what happened to Florida. They got lucky. They had Drieger and Spencer Knight. If they didn't have Drieger and Spencer Knight, they'd be fucked with Bobrovsky. You know what I mean? But okay, let's move on from this series. We don't want to spend too much time. Um, Washington Capitals and Boston Bruins. So yet another series I predicted right, guys. Also, I'm working on the points for the standings. I'm giving 1 point for a correct prediction and 2 points for prediction and game. So I'm gonna tally that up while you guys are talking. So you guys can give your thoughts on the Boston and the Cap series.
So with the Boston Cap series, I thought it was gonna be tight, but it was not tight. After the first 3 games, it was not tight at all. I think Washington just gave. Because one of my friends is a Washington Capitals fan, and he told me that they were playing like how they did before they won the cup. Like back in like when they were 2015, 2016, like they won in 2018 or 2017. They won in 2018, right? Yeah, 2018, 2019 was St. Louis, 2020 was yeah, so they won in 2018, right? So like how they were playing before, they weren't playing tough. They weren't playing like a structured game and stuff like that. He was telling me that because he watched a lot of Caps games. Um, so that's the structured way, right? Not like they weren't playing structure at all. Like, do you guys think something wrong behind the scenes of the Caps? Like, I feel like there's something wrong back there. It's not. It's not in between the ears,
Honestly,
but
I feel like it's one of those things where you win a cup and you kind of don't like care after, if that makes
I
sense.
but I think you should care. Like, you shouldn't be like, yo, I'm done. Like, I haven't want to. I like you
I don't know.
haven't
I
got
could be
out of.
wrong, but that's what it seems
Yeah,
like to me. Like I feel like even like I watched a couple like out of all the series, I probably watched mostly this series, the Boston and the Cap series,
yeah.
right? And like they seemed in it, but they didn't seem like hungry. I don't know
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like Boston looked hungry in that series.
And with the
Boston.
Kuznetsov stuff, like what is it supposed to do with him? Like he was on COVID protocol for like 2 times this year, and one was with Ovechkin, and like Samsonov was 2 times too this year. Cause all the Russian guys are like not even obeying the rules. They're just like I remember last year in the bubble, like when Weirden was the coach, they weren't even paying attention to the games, and that's concerning to say the least. Cause with there's reports. Remember the reports last year where they were just fooling around in the bubble and didn't give a shit. Like, we won a cup last year. Give the fuck about what's happening this year, right? And they ended up getting out by who did they play in the playing round or the first round? Because they were in the playing round. Who did the verse again?
I don't remember, but yeah, I get your point.
Yeah. So there's something. So there's definitely something wrong. Something wrong behind the scenes. Because after Trotz left, Trotz basically took their identity with them. Like it's like they haven't succeeded in Laviolette. They didn't succeed in the Reardon, and I felt like they should sign Trotz. Who cares about how much money you're getting? Like you won the cup. Like I've never seen a coach leave after he won the cup. Like he won the cup with you. Like that's the first cup in DC in such a long time, right? And uh, you sign him. Like you have to sign him, and that's where I felt like the the train went off the rail, if you want to say that, with with Tross leaving, because like he was the coach, he was the coach in Washington, and he brought home a cup. And with Reardon and stuff, it's a collapse after that. And with Laviolette, it's happening the same thing, and they're not playing with the same intensity at all. Like you see Wilson like trying to hit, and these guys are dodging it, and like Ovechkin like yelling at the Samsonov goal was awful. I think it was game 3 in overtime. That was awful. I think that's what momentum just went down for them when in game 3 like Samsonov gave the puck away and Smith was buried in double OT. That's just heartbreaking. And yeah, with like playing loose and stuff, but I give Boston credit. Boston's been like really good, and Steve Dang and them are saying this too. Steve Dang, Adam Wong, just Steve Dang and Steve Dang podcast. They're saying this that it seems like a fun place to play, and they can attract a lot of free agents there, and that's why they've been able to keep this window for so long that they've been able to succeed with this window. Like, how long have we been saying, oh, Boston's gonna collapse, Boston is gonna is gonna like Boston's gonna be like a shittier team this year, but like every year they seem to like denounce the expectation and be like, we're gonna win. Like they built the winning culture. That even though Don Sweeney like he fumbled that 2015 draft, he's still been like good at acquiring players and attracting free agents and stuff like that. Boston's been really good at that. So I feel like Boston like overall been like really good to say the least.
Yeah, when you mentioned how the Capitals looked like totally different after Trotz left, I didn't take that into consideration because like you see what Trotz is doing in the Islanders right now, like that's huge, right? So that impact on Washington probably hurt, like him leaving. Why did he leave though? I forgot.
His contract expired
Yeah, but like why didn't they sign him again? That's like,
because you wanted too much money apparently. That's why. But you should pay him. He
oh
won the cup, right?
yeah, honestly, that guy is more valuable than like majority of their team, bro.
Yeah, that's
Just pay him up.
facts. That's facts.
And it's the same situation, like basically with like Pittsburgh and like Washington. The big guys, like their big guns, weren't performing at all, right? Like Backstrom had 1 point, Tom Wilson had 2 points. I'm not sure how many points Ovechkin had, but yeah, they're all like low in points, right? Like they weren't producing, and like it could be like a coaching thing, like you guys like mentioned with like Barry Trotz leaving, but like yeah, it wasn't like they had like no impact, and like I don't know what's wrong there. Something needs to change.
No, I agree 100% on that, Harvey.
Yo,
Like
maybe
like hockey's a team sport, of course, but you need your stars to show up at some point. Like it's very hard to be win 4 rounds in the playoffs without your stars showing up, right? And especially if they don't show up early, there's a chance you're gonna get bounced. So I don't think it's anything to be surprised about when, like, even like I watched the games. Like I don't know about you guys, but Ovechkin, other than like a couple hits and like on the power play, I feel like he wasn't really noticeable. Was it just me? Like I don't know, but yeah, like I don't know. Like I feel like it makes sense. Boston's a much better team. I feel like Washington's brand this year was just too much about being rough and like grindy and gritty. Like versus like Boston, which has that, but they also have a lot of skill to complement it. Like there's that one game where Marshawn went off, like he went crazy. Like that's how you win a series when you have a star like literally come and take over a game. Sorry, Tani, you can go now.
no, but like the surprising thing is like I thought like after Torrey Krug left and Chara left, I thought they would take a big hit, right, Boston? But no, like they're still dominant as hell.
They have a system in place, man. They've had a system in place and they've bought into that system fully for so many years. And I feel like we gotta give their coach credit too. What's his name? Fuck that. I forgot. I always forget his name.
Fuck, I don't even know.
Bruce Cassidy.
Yeah,
Bruce
Bruce Cassidy.
Cassidy.
He's
Mm.
been a dope coach for them, man. Like really, really good. Like I feel like he's really underrated. Like he's never talked about at all. But yeah, okay. How about we give our predictions now for round two? So NEI versus BOB. Harmon, what's your prediction?
So you're talking about New York Islanders and the Boston Bruins, right?
Yeah, NEI and
It's-
BOB.
All right, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a very tough series, and it's gonna be like a long battle. So I'm gonna say Boston in 7 games.
Okay. All right, just starting. What do you think?
Like Carmen said, it's gonna be a tough, hard series, but I'm gonna say Bruins in 6 just because of how the Islanders won against them.
Wait, guys, I have a question.
Yeah, go
Let's
ahead.
say let's say you like for example, like when you guys want to pick the Islanders, but you had the Islanders losing in the first round. Should you even be allowed to say choose the Islanders in the second round?
I'm not too sure about that.
You know what I mean though?
Yeah,
Like let's say St. Louis somehow beat the Avalanche. We shouldn't be able should we be able to choose the Blues moving forward? Like
I think
or
you
do you guys
gotta
want to do
be.
it
I
like this
know.
where we're resetting it every round?
I think you reset everyone because
Okay,
because
okay, okay.
you can't be too sure like how thing, right?
Yeah, I guess we're not doing like a full bracket. We're just doing round by round predictions. Okay,
Yeah.
but I am keeping track of points. So here's the standings right now. I have 7, and then Harmon, Danegan, and Nadim have 5. Jaskaran has 4.
I'm not.
Yikes! Yikes!
And Jaskaran won't get any points from the Toronto series because he decided not to pick. So he doesn't.
Josh
Get
Grant,
any
get your
Can I
numbers
can
up.
I can I can I can I at least get Wads in 7? Like I predict the game
No, you
amount of
don't.
games, right?
Bro, you don't get the amount of games. That doesn't count.
Okay, fine.
Josh Grant,
Okay,
Josh Grant, get your numbers up.
literally.
Alright,
All
cool
right,
that.
Jaskaran, what's your prediction?
I got Bruins in 6. That's cause the way the Islanders won, I don't think they can win the same way as they did against against the Bruins. Cause Bruins have elite goaltending to Rask, right? Um, the Bruins is 6.
Okay, Danegan.
Bruins in 5.
Bro,
Cause
Danegan
bro,
always has to
like
come with the
it's
hot takes, man.
yo, I was so close to saying Bruins in 4, but I'll stick with 5. All right, give myself a little bit of breathing room. Uh, yeah, because I think like the way that like what Jasker just mentioned, the way
Yeah.
that Islanders won against Pittsburgh, that's not going to work against Boston. Boston plays the same way Islanders do, except with better offense. So better team wins.
Okay. I think I'll do Bruins and fuck. That's a hard one. I think I'm gonna say 7 as well. I'm gonna match Harmon. I think this is gonna be a very down to the grind series. Like they're both like they can both be defensive and they can both be like grinding. They can both like aim for that 2-1 win type of game. You know what I mean? So no, but I feel like Boston has more skill. Okay, I'm gonna say 6. I changed my mind. Bruins in 6. Bruins in 6 for me. Danigan said Bruins in 5, and then we'll get Nadim's predictions after, and I'll throw them in because he's not here this week. Okay, so unanimous Bruins win so far. I know Nadim is not picking the Islanders, bro. This guy loves Pittsburgh too much. Okay, let's go to the Central Division. This one should be a quick series recap. Uh, the Canes and the Predators. What do you guys think about that series? Ended in 6 games for the Canes.
Low key,
Yeah, that was wild, man.
yeah, as well. Yeah, you go ahead think it.
Double overtimes, bro. Like, how many double overtimes were there? 2 or 3?
It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's fucked.
I was scared when the Leafs went to overtime. It was gonna be like that. I was like, "Fuck! How am I gonna be able to wake up for work the next day and watch like double, triple overtime?"
Man, I wish it went to double overtime. Or whatever. We'll talk about that after. But yeah, Canes, man. Like, I don't know how Predators won those 2 games. Magical fluke. Duchesne pulled off some next fuckery. But yeah, Canes won. Better team wins.
Yeah, the Hurricanes just UC Soros. We gotta talk about him. That guy's amazing. Like he should be up for the Vezina this year, but he probably won't because of guys like Vasilevsky and Hallenbuck. Same goals over and over again. Like do the same shit over and over again every year. The guys are predicted, but yeah, but the thing is like Soros held them in that series like 50 shots per game basically. He's even like at least 50 shots per game, and he carried them to the series like and they got timely scoring from their players, but Nashville I think just gotta rebuild because the thing is with them it's just their core is declining. Like you'll see there, yeah, Ekholm's still there, but guys like Duchesne and Johansson making $8.5 million. Like take this, and Duchesne probably one of the worst contracts in the league. He's making 8.5 million or something on there, and you only had 11 points in 33 games this year. Take that in. That's one of the most like underratedly bad contracts out there. But yeah, but the thing is like they've got to reset or retool at least. Like their depth options are not that good. Like Mikael Granlund, I remember at least going after him, but I guess Nashville didn't decide to sell. Decided to go for it, but it ended poorly for them as the Canes eliminated them. But the Canes like Soros just stole them 2 games. Like you can't steal like you can't steal like so much more games from you can't like Soros is a really good goalie, but you can't like, just rely on your goalie over and over and over again to like like steal you a series and like just try to like yeah steal you a series. But Kane deserved to win that series 100%, and the better team won, which is the Canes.
Yeah, man, it's as simple as that. The better team won. Like, I feel like I don't have much to say. I honestly didn't watch much of the series at all. I saw some of the highlights, man. Man, Carolina has some nasty young players like Nekosh, Aho, like Svechnikov. Like, I think it's just so weird. I feel like we've been saying for so long, yo, Carolina's gonna be a good team. Carolina's gonna be a good team. They're gonna be a good team. Like, when is it all gonna come together? And I honestly feel like this is the year where they can go to like the third or fourth round, maybe. I don't know if they'll win the cup, but I can definitely see them going to like the third round, even maybe the Stanley Cup Finals. But I don't know. Predators suck. Also, they should have sold. All right, Harmon, what do you think?
Yo, like I honestly thought, like I was shocked that I even went to Game 6, right? I thought it was gonna be like a clean sweep and like a 4-0. But like as you guys said, like like uh, the goaltending, Predators goaltending has been very amazing and stuff, and like yeah, I think Carolina like Sebastian Aho, he had like 5 goals, so that's crazy, right? Like he's basically leading the team, and like they have these couple like young studs who are gonna be great to watch, and like even like in like the upcoming playoffs and stuff too. They have like a similar core to like the Leafs with their team, and I feel like they're gonna be really good. But like yeah, I feel like they can make like a deep run in this playoffs, and we shall see.
Negan, did we get your thoughts already?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll start with you then on the next series. Tampa and Florida. What a fucking series this was, man.
Bro, that was hands down my favorite series. Like, I think it was I watched game 1 and I was instantly hooked, right? Like, so much hitting, so much physicality. But, like, the one thing I didn't like was that they suspended Bennett and they didn't suspend another guy on the floor on the Tampa team. I forgot who it was. I think
Buddy,
it was
let's
McDonough.
let's not get started on the NHL player department and the NHL
Oh,
refs.
yeah.
Bro, I'm pissed at the refs, so don't get me started on that part yet.
Well, I thought
No, wait,
I
wait,
thought the
wait.
series would be. What? Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, Jaskiran just waiting. He's just waiting for his time to talk about that, about the player safety and like the coaching and stuff. I mean, the freaking
Bro, the refs.
referees and stuff.
Bro,
So
I'm
yeah,
pissed about the
yeah, yeah.
refs. Oh my god. Okay, we'll get to that after. We'll get to that after.
Yeah, but like this series was insane. I thought that Tampa would be dominant, and they were. But like if you look at the stats, I'm looking at it right now. Florida didn't do that bad, right? They outshot Tampa. They did better in high danger chances. Like Tampa just pulled something out of their ass. Let me
I feel
check.
like it's also what we talked about like before we made our predictions. Like Ekblad wasn't playing, right? Like I think Ekblad is such a huge factor for them. Like if he was there, it could have changed the whole series. Like missing your number one defenseman is a huge deal. If Tampa didn't have Hedman, like I would probably choose Florida to win. You know what I mean? Like also, yo, Spencer
And I think,
Knight. Holy shit, Spencer Knight, bro.
bro, that guy's nasty. But yo, when you're facing Vasilevsky though, like, bro, that guy had a 93 percentage for high danger save percentage. That's fucked.
I
Compared to
don't even know.
Florida,
I
Florida
don't even
had
know what to say about
73.
Vasilevsky, man. It's not even fair. Like they have like a stud elite goalie for the next 10 years. It's bullshit. All right, just going Harmon. What are your thoughts on that series?
Harmon, do you want to go first or should I?
Go for it, just going. Don't worry.
All right, so I'll go first. So what the thing about like, okay, I want to talk about the Florida goaltending situation because they got Drigger who's good, they got Knight who's good, but oh my god, Bobrovsky's contract, that's just oh my god. So according to Cap Friendly, I'm doing goal Cap Friendly. So if they were to buy him out, let's pretend if they were to buy him out. So initial base salary is $6 million. The initial cap hit is for 2021-22. So the initial cap hit is $10 million. Signing bonus 6 million. Buyout cost is 1.8 million. Buyout earnings is 7.8 million. They're saying 4.2 million, but the cap is fucking insane. So the cap hit for 2021 to 2020 to 2021 2022 is $5.8 million. Remember, because I signed to a 10 point. How much they signed for? They signed for $10.8 million. I think $10.5 million contract. That's what it was for. And from year 2023-24 to year 2025-26, it's $6.8 million against the cap. And then for 2026-27 to 2030 to 2031 is 1.8 million. So you're essentially paying $41 million. You're accruing $41 million in cap for the next 10 years if you buy a mill. That's just insane to see that that signing being so horrific. Cause why would you even sign Bobrovsky if you just pick Knight like a couple of weeks ago? That didn't make sense. Unless Bob can bounce back, which is highly unlikely at this point because we've seen two bad seasons out of him. It's gonna be really hard for them to be able to start Knight because Knight been like you're not gonna have a $10.5 million backup goalie. Like that's not gonna happen. Like the management is gonna be like go start Bob right now to Joe Quenville, which they will be like because they're not paying $10.5 million for backup goalie, and that's gonna be the problem with is in the future with Knight because Knight's been really good, really excellent to start his professional hockey career, really excellent, but with I like with Joe Quenville, he doesn't give a shit. He wants to win, and that's what he'll do to win. He'll start to battle goalie, but the thing with management, they'll be like, we want to start Bob because Bob's making more money because they don't want to waste the money, right? I think with Tampa, it was nothing weird, but it was like with like I'm not gonna go bring up Sean Avery, but Sean Avery he's breaking on the games. Like they're force checking hard. They changed their more of an identity from a like. Remember they used to be a possession team. Now they're more of a force checking team. Like that's what I feel like. But man, Vasilevsky is on some next level. Like with 90, that's the first time I heard that 93% like high danger save percentage, right? Was that again? 93%.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, so
Insane.
93%. That's just insane. And they have a young core. Like I don't know how they're gonna keep it together, but they're gonna probably trade someone for. They're gonna probably have to make a trade to Seattle to take Tyler Johnson's contract. Cause that's the only way they're gonna keep this team. But that's still being over the cap. What does he make like 5.3 million? They could probably gonna trade Yanni Gord away too. Um, we're gonna say this right now, but I'm probably gonna regret it. But they're gonna have to trade some of the core away. But they they're really excellent. They've been really excellent to think. But that going back to that Bob contract, man, they're gonna have to get out of that somewhere or another, because that's not gonna sit straight with. Especially because Florida didn't make that much money, and they're a small market, the small market team, and Ball's contract gonna affect them for a while. It's just some next thing.
Herman, what are your thoughts on that series? Man, yeah, that Bobrovsky
Yeah,
contract.
that was sick. Like seeing like Spencer Knight, like a young goaltender, and he's like shining now. So like he's probably the future. But yeah, like what Jaskran said, like how you gonna like bench a player who's making is it what $10 million? Like that's crazy. Like it gives you something to think about, because like like if like the Leafs need a goalie, so trade for Spencer Knight. Yeah, but I'm just joking. But yeah, that was like a hard
First,
fought.
first John Gibson, now Spencer Knight, bro. Come on.
Yo, it could happen, yo. Believe in Dubis. But uh yeah, that was a very hard fought series, and like both those teams, like they're both like Florida teams, right? Like based. So like it was a very like hard fought battle, and I feel like that series was probably the most like exciting to watch, because like you see like Sam Bennett, he made like all these hits, but like he had like that one dirty hit where like I know, like I was watching Sean Avery's story, and he like outlined that play, like that was a very dirty hit. Like people don't um people don't see it, like like when you hit the guys like from the numbers, like that was like a really dirty hit. So like I feel like that was like wild to see, like when you're when like both the teams are like from that state, like Florida State. Like it's just like it's crazy, like, and it's very exciting to watch. And yeah, I feel like Tampa's always gonna be Tampa when they have like Vasilevsky and like Stamkos and stuff. And Braden Points has Braden Point has been crazy to watch, like the way he dekes and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, man, they're they're 100% going to the finals, but yeah, we'll see what happens in the playoffs.
All right, so with that, Harmon, I think we kind of know who you're going to take for this series. So 100% going to the finals. You got Tampa in how many games in this series coming up for round two?
Wait, who are they racing again? Tampa and
CAC and TAL.
who's that? Who's CAC again?
CAC, bro.
Okay,
Come
wait,
on.
let me see. Oh yeah,
It's
Carolina. Okay, okay, okay.
Carolina. It's Carolina.
Oh my gosh, this guy's confusing, yo. More than forget Elliot Friedman. But yeah, I'm gonna say Tampa in six.
Okay. Just Karin, what's your prediction for that series, round two?
This is gonna be a hard one because the way Carolina plays is really good. Like I like Bob Brennemore gets the most out of his guys, but Tampa's just on another level, and like the goaltending is what scares me with Carolina, because Nadakovic isn't like he isn't like started, like he isn't proven, sorry, he isn't proven, like he didn't know like what the playoffs are like he prefers a really like not even a bad team, but like a really like not a playoff perennial contender, and they were even throughout the regular season too. Like they're 4-3-1 against each other. So this is gonna be a tough series. I'm gonna go Tampa in seven because of the way Carolina played against Nashville. That's the only
Okay.
reason. Because
Damn.
they were even right till the ending. They're even. So I'm gonna say
All
Tampa in
right.
seven because just the goaltending.
Then again, what do you think?
All right, I'm gonna go with the upset here. I'm gonna say Carolina in seven. Like Tampa's a beast, man. Like if you were trying to be realistic, you would say Tampa, but trying to be a little bit ballsy here, so I'm gonna say Canes in 7. I'm gonna say Aho, Svechnikov, they all light it up. Hamilton, like they all play top of their game. Because I think eventually you'll have to have that breakthrough, right? Like if you keep on saying that, oh, like next season, for example, if you face Tampa again, who would you pick, right? You're probably gonna pick Tampa again, right? At some point, Carolina has to break through, and I think this could be the year.
I don't even think it's an upset, man. I think it's a toss up for this series for me. I think Carolina's that good. But I agree with you, Tanigan. I'm going Canes in 7. I think it's hard to say which team will win though. I think it could easily go either way. I don't think it's so clear cut. But Canes are good. Tampa's good, so it'll be one crazy series to watch.
Next thing
Um,
you know, it's another sweep. Like, what the
yeah.
hell? What is that about?
Oh my god, that'd be crazy. I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like sweeps don't happen as much like past round two. Like they do, but it's most of the time. Most of the sweeps are in like the first round.
I
But you never know,
remember,
man. It's
I remember when the Islanders swept the Pens, and then the Hurricanes swept the Island in the next round, and then the Bruins swept the Hurricanes in the conference final in 2019. That was some next thing. I was like, what the hell's
Yeah, that
happening?
was fun.
That was
that's like
fucking
some
sweep, and
crazy,
then
crazy ass rare occurrence.
yeah, because it really happened. So when the next team advances, they barely get swept. They rarely get sorry, they really get swept. And going back to like Islanders got swept, so Islanders swept Penguins, and then Penguins and the Islanders swept the Hurricanes swept the Islanders, and the Boston swept the Hurricanes. So it really happened. That was some intense playoffs.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. What's next? Oh, yeah, the Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues, the sweep here. So I know we're gonna talk about the Nazem Kadri thing. So just Karan, you might as well take this time to go on your rant on the whole Nazem Kadri suspension situation and the Colorado Avalanche winning.
I'm not gonna go on, man. Kaji doesn't learn his lessons. Like, that's the thing. I agree with the suspension, but not in the case in point of Tom Wilson. Like, Tom Wilson got a 7 game suspension, and that's what Kaji probably appealing it because he appealed it. But that's the thing. Kaji appealing just because of what Tom Wilson got. Tom Wilson's a repeat offender, and yeah, he got nothing for punching Wood Nevitz in the back of the head, and the freaking driving thing into the ground, doing putting his head into the ground. And I'm still hearing the fact that Pran jumped on top of him. So what? You don't freaking freaking okay. Let's get away from that. Um, but yeah, man, Colorado is on another level. They don't give a fuck who they're playing. They don't give a shit who the net, who the other defense is. They're just on a roll. And Kill McCarr is just insane. Him and McKinnon are gonna ruin the league for years. They're so good, man. Like my god, like I'm so impressed with that team. Like they're a four line team. They got Bellamar and on the fourth line kills penalties. Like like these guys are so underrated. Like Tyson Jost and like Nikushkin who's really underrated. And they've got like Saad and like Comfort and all these guys. Like they look at the defense. They've got McCarr, Gerard, and then they got Devon Tate with 2 second round picks. I wish at least made that deal, but it happens, man. Tactics is another level. And they got Connor Timmins, who's a young guy who's stepping up big time. And they got Philip Gubar, who's evidently free agent this year, and someone could sign him. And like what's going on? Like these guys are on another level this year, and they're going to make a deep run here. And I'm not gonna say to the final, but they're gonna make a deep run. I think they get by Vegas. We'll get to that, but man, the St. Louis man, St. Louis hasn't won a series since they've won the cup. And same thing with Washington. There's something wrong there. It's just behind the scenes with between the team's ears where Berube is not getting enough out of the players, right? But just before the series began, they dealt with COVID again because Perron Perron and two other guys. I don't remember. They wanted the COVID-19 protocol test, and they still haven't come off. So they're dealing with something bad there. And Bennington, man, this guy's like, why you fake punch? You go fight someone. Like, if you're gonna fight someone, just fight someone. Like, I don't get it. Like, why you acting up so much? Like, just go fight. Like, if you wanna fight someone, you know?
Bro, Bennington is like a scrawny, like, one of those scrawny kids that like acts up, and then like as soon as all bark, no bite. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, man, exactly. That's what it is. Like, he doesn't, like, what the hell are you, like, doing? Like, why you fake, are you a little kid? Fake punching someone? Like, what the fuck? It makes no sense.
And I
Okay,
know the team is 100% embarrassed by that.
yeah, man, they don't want this, like, little kid ass attitude with their team and stuff. Like, what is it? Like, right? But, like, what can you do? Okay, Taniq, you want to give your thoughts on the Colorado Avalanche and St. Louis Blue Series?
Yeah, like you summarized it pretty good, man. Like, Avs are just too deep. Like, they have star talent, they have depth, they have like even they have Eric Johnson and Byram still injured, right? Imagine adding that to the decor. That's insane, right? I'm looking at their lines right now. Yeah, Devin Taves was an absolute steal, bro. Like, they could go at this top six D, and like they'd be perfectly fine, right? You don't even need to add Eric Johnson and Byram in, and they dominate. I don't know how they got. Do you know how they got Graves? Was he like in house?
Let me check. Just continue on with your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. But like Devin Taves was a good pickup, and then like Gerard was a good trade as well. Um, Timmins was a good draft pick, right? And like if you look at their forward lines as well, like when your third line is Brendan Saad, Tyson Jost, and Nishkushkin, that's insane. That's insane depth, right? And that's kind of similar to like what the Leafs have as well, with like Mikheyev, Kerfoot, and Simmons or Engvall, whoever is on that line. Like when you have depth that good, you're bound to make it deep. And I don't know what's going on in St. Louis, man. Like that's just a shit show. And like Bennington perfectly like sums it up for the Blues.
Because Ryan Graves did get traded. He was so the Rangers traded Ryan Graves to the New York Rangers in exchange for Chris Bigras. My God, man, 2018. Like, who the hell
Bro.
is Chris
Okay, but
Bigras compared to Ryan Graves? Ryan Graves is excellent. This guy's a shot blocking machine if you look at him, guy. Like, he plays in the
yeah,
car
like
too, right?
okay,
Like, oh my God, man.
I'll give Rangers credit. They traded for Adam Fox eventually. So like they kind of made up for it. But bro, imagine if you had Ryan Graves and Adam Fox on that team, on the Rangers team. That'd be
Yeah,
fucked.
man. Holy fuck. And then they have Ryan Lindgren and like all these guys. Oh my god, man. Cause what Adam Fox is, Brian Graves could be what Ryan Graves could be what sorry. Ryan Graves could be what he is with Kill McCarthy to Adam Fox. Imagine that.
Oh,
Imagine Adam Fox.
100%.
Imagine Adam Fox and Ryan Graves. Imagine that. That's just insane. Like, oh my god, man.
Yeah,
I
and
was
yo, you mentioned Devin Taves, bro. Like I kind of wish we
that's
traded
a
for Devin Taves too.
Yeah, it's a fucking steal and a half. 2 second round pick for Devin Taves.
Yo, it was actually a steal. He's so like clutch this year. It's crazy how good he is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
like
you
what are
wanna
your
give your
thoughts
thoughts
on
on the
the
series?
series?
On the
Yeah.
series,
Yeah,
well, my thoughts on the series is that it was a sweep. Like, what else is there to say? They dominated them, right? Um, the Kadri thing though, that's the only thing that's fucked up. Like, he's gonna miss what now? He's gonna miss 5 games in the second round, if I'm right. It was 8 games,
But when
right?
he got spent in game two, right?
Oh, then he's gonna miss 6 games in the second round.
If it goes 6 games, oh my
So,
god, holy shit.
so that's the thing. He that could cost them in the second round, right? Because in the first round, you're playing the St. Louis Blues, who were pretty dog shit this year. Like, if we're honest, like they weren't good. We all predicted this game in 5 or 6, which is like I think one of the most lopsided predictions we made, other than like the Carolina Hurricanes one. Yeah, like literally all our other series were like pretty close except for this one. So we all knew the Habs were gonna win, but Vegas is a whole nother monster, man. Like I think Max Pacioretty's back too, right? He wasn't there at the beginning. He came back in Game 7. Am I right?
Yeah, he came back and gave some scored.
Yeah, he had a
Yeah,
goal.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So like now you got like a almost fully healthy Vegas team you got to go play against, and you're missing a big chunk of your center core because he did some stupid ass shit. Like, like, bro, I don't know, man. Like,
That was so.
this
Sorry,
sounds
boy.
stupid. This
Yeah,
sounds bad.
good.
I don't know if this sounds bad, but like, now this makes me glad we traded Kadri. Does that make me sound like an asshole? I don't know, but like, I was sad when we traded Kadri because I thought those first two instances were like just like I don't know if you could say one offs, but like they were like they just happened because it was like a heated Boston series and Boston was playing rough. But like clearly he can't control himself. And like who's to say he can't fix this after this? Maybe he'll go on for the rest of his career and not get suspensions. But imagine we had kept Kadri, and if we kept Kadri, we probably wouldn't be able to afford Brody. Kerfoot wouldn't be here, so we'd have Kadri instead. Maybe we could get Brody. I don't want to say we can, but let's say we have Kadri here, and he gets Tavares gets injured, and then Kadri gets suspended this year. We're fucked then at that point. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. I don't know, man. Did Harmon already give his thoughts on this one?
No, he
I don't
didn't.
think Harmon's
Yo, you're
back
talking
yet.
about the
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
yo,
he's-
you're talking about the Vegas and
No,
the Vegas
we're
series,
just
right?
wrapping up the Avs and St. Louis one. So we'll get your thoughts and then we'll move
Oh,
on.
okay. Yeah, that was just a clean sweep, right? 4-0. Like Colorado's like offense is just so dominant. Like McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, all these guys are just like they're just like beast. Like offensively, they just like go ham. And thing is, when I seen that clip of Petrangelo going, oh no, he goes, something, oh no or something. But like when he sees McKinnon coming down the rush and like just like scoring, that's just like it's a scary sight, you know, because like he just like he's a really good player, right? And he's obviously top three, but like yeah, man, that team is just it's built different because like they're just good, really good. They have really good depth in defense and they have really good depth in forward, and Grubauer has been really good for them. Yeah, and St. Louis is just having their problems. As Jaskin already mentioned, he already basically already summarized the series, and they're dealing with COVID issues, and like Bennington just hasn't been the same ever since they won the cup, right? And he hasn't been that goaltender to he hasn't been that same goaltender since then. So it's just it's been really sad to see, but yeah, Colorado just was just too dominant.
Harmon, let's get your thoughts on the next series. Harmon, what did you think about the Vegas and the Wild going all the way to Game 7?
But that was crazy, man. I thought Vegas was gonna end it in like five, just cause like their goaltending. But like yo, like seeing like Kaprizov like going off Parise, man, those guys are just like they stepped up in this. It was like a very surprising series because you didn't think it was gonna go to like a long and hard battle, right? But like as you say, anything can happen in the playoffs. So like yeah, and yeah, it's been crazy. Even seeing like Mark Stone, yeah, he's been going off and like these like both those teams. I I thought it was gonna be lopsided, but like you never know. Like both those teams like battled hard, battled. It was just a crazy sight to see, and yeah, Vegas obviously with their two goalies, Marc Andre Fleury, being like the like a beast he is in the playoffs. Yeah, that was no doubt. I knew Vegas was gonna come back and just end it in Game 7, but yeah.
So the Vegas.
I think Vegas.
Got
Oh, go ahead.
No, you can go at first.
All right, so I think Vegas, like, bro, like their number one center is Chadder Stevenson. Bro, I've never heard of a Stanley Cup contender with a center like that, with their number one center like that. But that just goes to show you how good the rest of the team is, right? If you look at Vegas's lines, their winger depth is insane, bro. Like Stone, Pacioretty, Marchessault, Tuck. Who else is there? There's a bunch of other guys there. Riley Smith, right? And even Janmark. Janmark went off in this series, bro. I think he had a hat trick yesterday in Game 7, right? Like, when you get depth scoring like that, that's insane. And then on defense, they don't even have McNabb, right? Imagine if McNabb comes back, bro. Their defense is gonna be on. It's gonna be set, and I think that's why next series against against Colorado is gonna be nasty. You get proper offense and defense from both teams. Um, and for Minnesota, like Talbot stood on his head, man. That guy was amazing. Just goes to show you how important goaltending is in the playoffs.
Just kind of.
Yeah, for sure. So the thing with Vegas, I have a problem with, they can't score in the playoffs. They literally can't score because, like, I think, let me pull up the score here. Cause I remember they couldn't score they should have against the. But the thing is with the Wild team, they're really good at defending. Like, they hold the line, like really hold the line. That's what my friend was saying, because he's not the biggest Golden Knights fan, but they're holding the line a lot. But and that's the problem. Like, they are like dump and chase. Like, okay, 6-2 was the game on I think yesterday, which was Friday. So give me a quick second here to pull the score. So it was 3-2 on May 5th. Fuck, man, this is so, Google's so annoying. I don't know. I don't. Okay, Google. Give me a second. I'm going to NHL.com. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. I got the score. So score five. They scored nothing in game one. They scored three again in game two. They scored five in game three. They scored four in game four. And to close the series, they had two against. They had 2-0 and then six again. So you can see that they have trouble scoring, trying to close out a series, similarly to the Leafs. But the thing is, with the Vegas Golden Knights, it's trouble scoring, right? Like, looking back at last year in the conference finals against the Dallas Stars, they had trouble scoring. They had trouble scoring on Demko again in in the semifinals last year, and that's where it comes in. Like, can they score when it's proven? And what the Wild did, they held the line for as long as possible, and I was almost right about the Wild, but that I was wrong. I was so close, but so yet so far. But yeah, but the thing is, like they do have, like, you can see in the score, they do have trouble scoring, but they dominate play. That's the thing. But can they dominate play against the Avalanche, who's a really dominant team right now, and can make a farther run than them? And that's the thing, right?
Yeah, man. Like Marc Andre Fleury is such a beast. Did he play all the games? I feel like he did, right? Yeah, he played all the games. So
Yeah, he did.
I think that's probably one of the most shocking things is the last couple like I think last year and maybe before that too. Like Leonard kind of started to take over a bit, but now like Fleury just grabbed it back and he's running with it, right? So I don't know. Fleury might even end up being the goalie for Team Canada next year. So I don't think we should all be surprised. He's probably one of the best playoff performers outside of Carey Price. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, like I don't know. I don't have much else to say. I honestly didn't watch any of these games. It seemed like a good series though. Like the Wild are apparently so much fun to watch this year. But I guess you can't beat Vegas, man. Vegas is like they just entered the league and they're already one of the most playoff hardened teams in the whole league. Probably one of like literally like a top three playoff hardened team in the NHL, which is insane to think about. Like,
And that's what kind of pisses me off. Like they're this good and they're going to be exempt from the expansion draft. It's kind of
oh,
fucked.
they should not be exempt, bro. That's so bullshit. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, like if you're Buffalo and like Arizona or whatever, and you're looking at this, you're probably pissed off, bro. Like there's no way Vegas should be exempt.
To be honest, though, like,
Yeah,
who
but
would who would
yeah, go
Seattle
ahead.
even want from Buffalo? Like, I don't think there's anybody good on Buffalo to take.
Don't disrespect them like that.
Oh my god.
But the thing about like, I forgot what I was saying. So what are you guys talking about again? I forgot. That's
How
interesting.
Vegas is so good, like they just
Oh,
entered the league,
the expansion
and
job.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
exempt. They're exempt. So they're exempt because they don't. You know that 650 million that goes to the clubs around the league. That's what it's for. Like they don't get that. Only 30 teams get, not 31. That's why they're exempt. And we never knew because these rules were made up before. They made these rules up before. So what the season is, like I think there's 6 7 season. If a new if a new team came in, then Vegas would be exempt, and that's what happened. And they're still good. They're still so good, and that's where I feel like like it's that's where it comes to why this should be exempt. But that was written in the rule book beforehand. They never knew.
All right, let's get the predictions for this one, so we can speed things up and get the Leafs talk. We're already an hour deep, guys. We gotta make some time for the Leafs. All right, so COA versus VEK. Harmon, what's your prediction on this one?
Um, so Colorado and Vegas. I'm gonna say, damn, it's gonna be another tough one, yo. But I'm gonna say Colorado in 7 because I feel like this is gonna be another toss-up series where like could go both, but like Colorado with that offense, they're just like they have. I think they have a better offense than Vegas. It's pretty clear, but like yeah, it's gonna be a toss-up series and it'll be a long-hearted battle. So I'm gonna go Colorado in 7.
All right, Jaskaran, what's your prediction?
I got odds in 6.
Okay, and the Negan.
I'm gonna go Avs in 5.
Holy, the Negan's been spitting out the hot takes recently, eh? I'm gonna go Vegas. I think Vegas is gonna take it. Abs are good, but I don't think you can.
Fam, you're saying I have hot take and you do this?
How is that a hot take, bro? They're both good
I don't
teams.
know, man.
They're both
Playoff
good
McKinnon.
teams. Oh my god, playoff flurry, bro. Don't count out playoff flurry. But I'm gonna say 6 games. Vegas in 6. Okay, guys, I'm the leading point man in our predictions, so it's not a hot take if I make it.
Look, a broken watch is right at least twice a day. All right.
Okay, but you're right like 0 times a day, buddy. Okay,
Yeah.
Yo,
let's
this guy's
move on.
Dominic Moore out here.
Pretty much, yo. There you go. Dominic Moore is crazy with those predictions. It's kind of like that one. Who's that one NFL guy? Was it Tony Romo? Tony Romo. He kept predicting like all the plays that they would run in like the NFL playoffs. It's crazy ass shit. All right, this is the most surprising playoff series of all. The Edmonton McDavids get swept by Nikolai Ehlers, Mark Scheifele, and company. Holy fuck, guys! I don't even know what to say about this series. Um, like straight up, I don't know what to say. Like Edmonton's shit, bro. Like they're just not built the way they should be built. Like, look at Toronto. Toronto found a way to pay. Like, okay, I would say Toronto's cap situation is twice as bad as the Oilers in terms of how much money is tied up to your top end. Like, what's Dryside on? 8 mil or something like that? 7 mil? He's on like one of the most league friendly contracts. Connor McDavid's at what? Like, is it 12 or 14? I'm not sure, but
He's
I
12 and a
don't.
half.
12 and a half, bro. Like, that's not even bad. Like, you have 20 mil, let's say, for 2 players. There's no way to fill the rest of the lineup up with 60 mil. Like, what the fuck are these guys doing, bro? Like, and I wonder if Clefbaum was here this year, if that would have made a difference. I don't know about you guys, but I know Clefbaum was pretty good for him last year, right? And he was injured and stuff. He didn't play this year, right? I'm pretty sure. Wasn't he out for the whole season?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Him
like
and Larson too.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it might have made a difference, but at the end of the day, they had so much cap space that they could have better used in the way it is used right now. That I'm honestly, I honestly shouldn't have been as surprised as I was. Like they're such a streaky team. Like, and we've said it all season. They only scored by like they only like racked up points by like fucking stomping the Senators like 6-1. Like that's how like McDavid and Draisaitl got a bunch of their points. Um, I'm kind of sad though because I'm the only one that said Oilers in 5, so I was really really wrong. I don't know why I put so much faith in Connor McDavid, but also did you guys see the thing that Dom Luszczyszyn's, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Dom from the Athletic posted? He posted an article about how um, stars in the NHL don't get penalties, and I know I ranted about this a little bit during Game 5, and I'm sure I'll rant about it when we get to the Leaf segment. But apparently, Connor McDavid in 4 games, the fastest player ever outside of Ilya Mikheyev, the fastest player to ever play in the NHL, the most skilled player since Crosby and maybe even before Crosby, drew 0 penalties in the playoffs. Like, don't you guys think that's kind of fucking ridiculous? Like, I don't know, man. All right, that's it. That's it for my thoughts.
Okay, can I go next?
No, you can't go discard. All right, who's next?
Okay, so Oilers cap friendly, right? Looking at it, it's just some next thing. Okay, so we all know Connor McDavid make 12.5, Leon Jordan's making 8.5, but look at the rest of the team. James Gill making 5.75. That is, they traded Lucic for that. Zach Cassian 3.2 million to 23-24. And then everyone the UFA, RFA, Dominic Kundal RFA, Kyle yeah, more than RFA. And you go down, and you see Darren Nurse making 5.6. You make him, and take this in Nugent Hopkins is free agent this year. And apparently the contract negotiations are broken down, so they might lose him too, and that's a depth loss right there again. And then they have Ethan Bear locked up for 2 million next year, and then they have Chris Russell again locked up for 1.25 million. But man, Shreddy, man, if you're gonna fire someone before, because Mikko Koskinen, $4.5 million, 4.5. That's 5.5% of your cap hit gone to your backup goalie, and you gave him a no trade clause, no move, and no trade clause, and he's 32 years of age. Like, come on, you can't spend your cap. Like, come on, man. Like, how do you not like? How do you not spend your cap properly? Like, how do you make it? How do you make like this makes no sense? Like, come on, like you gotta try on McDavid with some kind of depth, like at least some kind of depth, and like depth matters in the playoffs. Like, you can't rely on these two guys to score all your goals, not even all your goals. Remember when they blew a 4-1 lead? Connor McDavid and Leon Joshua have 3 minutes, but who's gonna defend the lead? Them? Like, damn, and like Larson, and like, remember Nurse played like 60 something minutes and they still got eliminated 60 what do you play, like 62 minutes or something? And you see guys like Ethan Bear and like who else is there? Like Sarah Cook, who barely touched the ice when it came to over, because they have no depth. They don't trust these guys. These guys are young. Sarah Cuckoo 27. He was a top 10 pick, and he turned out to be nothing. It wasn't by them, but that was the thing. But Ethan Bear 23. You can't trust these guys. You can't trust these guys when they're thing. And they're Tyson Berry on with 4-1 lead. You're not supposed to have pure offensive defenseman who can't defend. Killing a 4-1 lead. You're supposed to have guys like Darnell Nurse, Adam Larson, and like maybe even Chris Russell better defender than Tyson Berry. Tyson Berry is more offensive defenseman. Don't get me wrong, Tyson Berry is a good defenseman, but he's more offensive than anything. And yeah, like you need to surround these guys with depth, or else he's gonna dip. He's gone low. Like if you're not gonna surround, like if Nugent Hopkins, what options does McDavid have? Like he has Drysdale, that's it, right? And like you have Josh Archibald, Kyle Turris, like these guys are not meant to be guys on the second and third line. They're supposed to be on the fourth line. Like yes, he Puyu Harvey, he came up big this year. I gotta give him that. They brought him back, and he's been really good. But man, oh man, this is some next thing going on with Edmonton. Like you're right, bro. Spend your cap properly if you're gonna spend it, right? Don't spend like cheapness and expect to succeed, right? That's the thing. And this upcoming thing, just $22 million in cap it, and let's see how they spend it, cause the thing, and you gotta give credit to Jets. Jets capitalized on the opportunities while thing didn't. And Mike Smith he was decent, but he made some big saves, but he had some weak ones, like the Morty 4-4 tying goal. He should have had that, man.
Mike
That's a
Smith is
brutal.
not gonna win you a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, he's not going to the Stanley Cup. You're right, and they're trying to extend him for 2 more years. Take that in, and he's 39 years old. Come
Like,
on,
I'm
man.
not trying to say he's bad, but he's not
He's
a Stanley Cup goalie.
yeah, and like you're 20, he's 39, and they're gonna extend him for 2 more years. It's gonna take him to 41, 42 if he's.
It's like, remember that goalie that Tampa had? What was his name? He's like really old.
Dwayne Rollerson?
Yeah, like they had Dwayne Rollerson, and like even he took them like to what, the third round maybe, if I'm not wrong.
What year are you talking about?
This is like way back when Tampa made the third round against I want to say New York.
Was it Bishop?
No,
Was it maybe
Bishop.
Ben Bishop?
A Bishop back in the day, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know why, but I remember there was at one point like Dwayne
I remember they had
Rollerson
Rollerson
was-
at one point.
That's what I'm saying. Like they had the old goalie, and like it was kind of, like he was a starter for them at some point. I swear. But anyways,
yeah. I think
my
you're
point
talking
is
about
they
Mike.
had the old. Sorry, go. What are you saying?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Michael Layton and Brian Boucher with the Philadelphia Flyers. Remember when the back of 2010? I think
Maybe,
that's
but
what
either way, that's my point. Like you can't have a 39-year-old taking you to the Stanley Cup Finals as your goal.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
I think it's tough.
it's tough, and I gotta give hats off to Winnipeg because they capitalized on their opportunity. That's what you gotta capitalizing on an opportunity is all it takes for playoff success,
Fuck them
right?
Jets. Fuck the Jets.
Yeah, but same thing, right? They gotta capitalize on the opportunity, and they did. That's what playoff hockey is, right? Capitalizing on opportunity. You don't get much, but when you do, you better bury it, right? That's the thing. But man, the Oilers gotta figure this shit out ASAP, or they're gonna lose the best player in the world ASAP. Cause
Yeah, let's see.
man, McDavid ain't standing for this shit. Like I understand he's like, and look at the attitude from Ken Holland. He's like, the Jets have a better. What was it? What was the quote? Like, there's a better like organization than us. Like, what the fuck, man? You're the Oilers GM, man. They're better programmed than us. That's what he said. Come on, man. You can't just go on a mic and be like, oh, the Jets are better programmed than us. You can't do that. You have to like, oh my god, man, like that. And when Gretzky left too for TNT, he doesn't want to be part of the organization.
All right, then again, Harmon. Let's get your thoughts, and then we're gonna move on to the Leafs eventually. So let's start to speed this up so we can get to the main event.
Yeah, there's too many issues, man. Like with the Oilers, because like when you're playing Nurse 61 minutes in a game, bro, like how fucked up is that? And your third pairing only played like what 14 minutes or some shit. How do you not have trust in your third pairing? Like they shouldn't be in the playoffs if you don't have that much trust. And then Jasker mentioned Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as a free agent this year. Bro, if you're Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you
he's
sign
running. He's
anywhere
gone.
else
He's
but
gone.
Edmonton. He's gone. Like, do you think Vegas gets him? Like,
I don't know where he goes, but
because he could be their number one center.
he's not gonna come back to Edmonton. I know that for sure.
Yeah, but like, what do you do if you're Edmonton then? Like, what do you do if you're Connor McDavid, bro?
You find something to surround him with talent. You just can't do this
There's a
thing
lot of
over
free
and over
agents,
again
man,
to rely
but-
on him, right?
Okay. Let's not get caught up on the Edmonton Oilers, guys. I wanna get to the Leafs game. I wanna go watch the Champions League game after this. So, Harmon, let's get your thoughts, and then we'll dive into the Leafs. Man, I feel like the Oilers are gonna start becoming like the Buffalo Sabres, where we're just gonna go on like a whole segment every week just for Buffalo and Edmonton. Harmon, what do you think about that series?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try not to roast them too much, but like, yo, They need to fix up before uh, Connor McDavid, the best player in the world right now, leaves them. And like Stephen A. Smith said, yo, they got swept 4-0. Like that's just like it's, it's like straight out embarrassing. Like yo, like you have two of the best players in the league. Like how are you getting like swept? And they have like the most streakiest goaltender, as Steve Dangle mentioned in his podcast. Like Mike Smith, like yo, he's been good, but like you can't have like a 39-year-old playing like as your starting goaltender when you have a guy who's making 4.5 million sitting on the bench. Like what the hell are you doing? And like same thing what you guys are saying. Like yo, there's no talent on the team for like Connor McDavid to succeed, and like that's like very troubling because like he could be leaving sooner or later. You never know like what's gonna happen if he like requests a trade, and it can become like the whole Jack Eichel situation. You never know, right? But yeah, this team needs to fix up like everywhere: defense, offense, goaltending. It's just their whole like their whole team needs to be like revamped and reassessed. Like I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, they need to fix up soon.
And one
Man,
more
like,
thing, sorry, Paul, sorry, one more thing.
okay, man.
Whoever it was, the Ethan Berenson is not what hockey is. That's not what hockey is. You have to like he's standing up for what's right for him. Like you can't be like he's an indigenous guy. Like there's no indigenous guys in the First Nation or indigenous. Here on Paid Plans Podcast, we do not stand for racism, and that's what we stand as. Like we stand with Ethan Bear as well, because this is not what we want. This is not what this is. He turns the puck over. So what, man? He's a human. He makes mistakes. It's not like it's a human being, guy. Like he has a family. He needs to make money. He needs to put food on the table. It's not like you can't be just racism like these conservative fucks who don't give a shit, who just say whatever they want. Oh, my freedom of speech. Fuck your freedom of speech. If we're gonna say that hateful shit, say it to their face and let people see what happens.
Yeah, so let me quickly give my thoughts on the series now. Um, yeah, I just have one last. Yeah, this one quick thing. I think Connor McDavid needs to start playing defense, like a little bit, like it's fucking cool and shit. You got 100 points in 50 games, but like if you play defense and it only takes you down to 90 points, is it really a bad thing? I don't think so. Connor McDavid wasn't he on the ice for most of the goals against in that comeback? Um, I'm not sure, something like that, but I know there's another writer on Twitter that I saw that made an article about this. I didn't read the article, but yeah, like I think Connor McDavid does need to start playing defense. He needs to start committing more to it. If you can see John Tavares at like 30, 31 years old, change his whole style of play to help his team win, why the fuck can Connor McDavid not do that at 23, 24? Like I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's move on to the Leafs because we are almost an hour 20 into this podcast and we haven't even mentioned the Leafs yet. So the Leafs series, Game 6 tonight, boys. I don't know. Like that first game was unfortunate. John Tavares, hope he's doing good. He looks like he's recovering good. He's skating. Came to the game on Game 5. Um, but that game, it makes sense that we lost that one. Like it's hard to play after being so shook by seeing your captain go down like that. Um, but holy shit, the next 3 games they dominated. I think there's that one game. What was the one where they lost 2-1? I think it was Game 3. That third period in that game was a little scary. Um, they held on though, which is great. But that was scary. Game 2 they dominated. Game 4 they dominated. And Game 5. Here's my thing, okay? I know Jaskarin is scared. He doesn't like it when we're saying the Leafs are gonna win, but Leafs only lost 2 games this series. And both those games they lost by 1 goal. So Montreal playing their game, playing their best, and Leafs playing like shit only resulted Montreal winning by 1. So as long as the Leafs don't play like shit, they'll probably win. Like To be honest, the game on I know you guys are saying they played good on game 5. In my mind, the whole game, and I kept saying it in our group chat, the defense was so loose that game. Not just Rasmus Sandin, the forwards and the defensemen all around was so loose that game. Like Montreal was easily creating space in the Leafs defensive zone, right? And that was a problem all the way until the third period where they finally tightened it up and caught up, right? But as long as they play like average defensively and don't give them loose openings like they did in game 5, I think the series is over tonight. If the Leafs want it to be over, it'll be over. If they play the same way they did in game 5, zero urgency. There was zero urgency in that game, and I know like it's hard to say, oh, they should have played with urgency then. Like I'm sure they were trying to play with urgency. It's not like they're like, oh, whatever, this game's whatever. Like they were trying their hardest, but sometimes the game gets away from you. But they really need to come in game 6, come in hard, come in tight as a group, and finish this off and go fuck up the Winnipeg Jets in the second round.
Yeah, I'm not a slight bit worried about Game 6. Like you were like what you said in game 1 when Tavares went down, like that was like a freak accident. And I don't think any of us like were predicting like a big injury happening in the playoffs, right? And like in the first 10 minutes that happens, that's wild. So like you expect them to lose that game, and then even the last game that we lost, you had Sandin, like who's a rookie, right? Giving up those 2 free goals to Montreal. Again, that's like part of the learning process, and like it is on him to not make those mistakes, but he'll eventually like learn to play a more sound game, like Brody does, like Muzzin does, right? I think this entire series, our decor outside of Sandine has been like lights out. Even Morgan Riley has played like really good. I think Brody hasn't been on for a single goal against, right? And then now we have Dermott coming in for game 6, I think. And that guy was steady in.
Is he confirmed?
I think so. I'm pretty sure, right?
I think I'm more comfortable with
Yeah.
that. Like, I know Sandin's good, but Dermott just gives you that extra, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence. You know?
Confidence, yeah. Like he's like another, like a Brody type of player, you know? Just, he's not as dominant as Brody, but like he'll give you that safety comfort level. I think Bogosian he was a little slow in this series. I don't know, man. Like he's playing really good for a number 6 defenseman, no doubt. But I think the big thing that we have to look out for in Game 6.
Don't you remember that Bogosian pass to Spezza? Come on.
Okay, relax.
He's a premier playmaker.
But like I think the main thing for Game 6 is again to play like a simple game, right? Like no mistakes. We basically handed the Habs that win in Game 5 with the Galchenyuk turnover and Sandin's 2 turnovers.
Like I feel like okay. Like, do you guys think everyone should be mad at Galchenyuk?
Nah, like
No,
he shouldn't be
here's the
making
thing.
those plays in overtime, but like at the same
They
time,
wouldn't be in overtime if it wasn't for Galchenyuk. So why get
100%.
mad at Galchenyuk if he's the one that helped you get there? So it's like if you don't play him, people are like, oh, he's a defensive liability. Don't play him. If you didn't play him, you wouldn't have came back. So like it makes no sense to me. But
Yeah.
it was
that's
a
facts.
bonehead game. It was a bonehead play, but I don't think I can be mad because he made up for it by helping them get to the overtime. But at the same time, that was a stupid ass play. But I think it started with Bogosian's pinch, right? Bogosian pinched, and then he had a deep pinch. He was like below the hash marks, wasn't he? And then at that point, like the puck comes to Galchenyuk, and he probably should have put it back in down the boards or something. But like if Bogosian didn't pinch, Galchenyuk would have made a safer pass. You know what I mean? I don't know.
If you look at the replay, right, you see Kerfoot open, you see Willie open, right? Like Steve Dangle was saying, he just made a 45-degree. I think the puck might have slipped off his stick, but you never know. But like, a 45-degree angle, and if you make another 45-degree angle, you spin around and you pass it to Nylander in front. You pass it to Kerfoot. Kerfoot's open right in the slot, right? There's no one around Nylander.
Yeah,
Absolutely no
it's
one.
easy. It's
And
easier said than done because he
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
have
yeah,
as
no.
much time to look up and look. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is he could have just done the safer thing and just dumped it in down the boards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
or even roofed it, Like if you have no option, to roof it. Who gives a fuck? Like it's not as if a game you should roof it over the glass. Who gives a fuck? Or you get offense on face off. Be like you went off there, get offense on face off, right?
dude, I tell me you guys didn't know the game was over. I saw the 2-0. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. Like,
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah,
like that is the
I knew
easiest way.
I knew at the
to
exact
lose.
moment.
Oh my
I knew at the
God.
exact moment it's over.
But the fuck
Yeah,
thing is,
I
the
guess
Leafs have
over.
had like 3 or 4 breakaways this whole series, and they've scored on none of them. The fucking
Yeah,
Habs get one, and it's over. Holy shit!
it's a 2-0, man. Like yo, the broadcast is pissing me off because they're
Oh, bro,
fucking
don't get me
sucking.
started. They
Yeah,
literally
they're fucking sucking
bro,
off the fucking Canadians.
the amount of times I hear Cole Caulfield's name in a game is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Bro,
me
if
too.
I was listening to it for the first time, I would think Cole Caulfield was like Matthews. The
I
way
don't think he's
I
fucking
these guys are hyping
Jesus,
him up.
bro.
Yo,
I
I'm
think he's like the
thinking- yo,
second
if-
coming of Jesus.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
holy shit.
You
Cole
seriously.
Caulfield. Cole Caulfield. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, nobody cares. This kid's like, he hasn't done shit. Like, what is he doing?
If I'm watching hockey for the first time, I think he's fucking Connor McDavid. I think he's better than Connor McDavid. The way they're saying, oh, Cole Caulfield. Okay, we get it one time and that's it. Like I never hear Matthew think
Nick
that much in
Robertson
the
is
game.
better than Cole Caulfield.
Bro, watch Caulfield
Yeah,
score a
man.
hat trick against us today.
Yeah, man. Like,
Just
yo,
Kyle-
bro, I don't know.
bro,
I
just
don't, I
Kyle's
don't,
gonna blame it all on me. Yo, Ballard, why were you saying
don't
that
care,
about Cole
man.
Caulfield? Yo, chill, bro.
I don't.
Yo, I think
understand.
you mentioned his
don't
his
do-
name too much, yo. I think he might do something. God forbid, though.
Oh no.
Yeah, bro. I don't
Yo,
understand.
just Karen, bro. You gotta stop getting pissed at us for being optimistic.
I don't know, yeah, whatever, man. It's just me. I don't like. That's me, man. I don't know why I'm like that, but like, yo, like with the series, just it's like yo, one like, don't get me wrong, but like yo, people are saying the fucking. I literally seen this. Harmon, did I mention this to you? People are betting the Tavares interested on Dave Lewis. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Wait, what?
like
How?
what the fuck?
How?
They're like, oh, they would do with envisioned. I'm like, I see one tweet like that. I'm
makes
like,
no
what? I'm like, what? Remember, I was talking to Harmon over the phone after we lost game one. Remember us saying? I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
the
I meant-
fuck is wrong with people? How do you say this
Leafs-
kind of shit?
Leafs Twitter is just gonna kill your brain cells, yo.
Yeah,
don't
man.
even
Yo,
end up- don't
it literally rots my brain. Like I'm
Yo,
not
guys,
even joking. Like,
Sorry to cut you off. Nick Foligno's playing today.
like game time decision.
It says Chris Johnson a couple hours ago. Nick Foligno looks to be drawing in the Leafs lineup between Galchenyuk and Nylander.
Sheldon Keefe says game time decision. That's what he said.
Of course he's gonna say that, bro. This guy's been playing mind games the whole time.
Yeah.
Let me check.
'Cause Adam-
Kristen Shelton.
Adam-
Kristen
Adam-
Shelton's
Adam-
always good with this.
Yeah, Adam Brook didn't skate today, so he probably game time decision. He just gave the extra, so it's probably game time decision. Yeah, they just got limited turnover. That's what it is. The limited turnover play a simple style game. That's what Taniguan said. And
Yeah, like, what they-
hopefully Price can out some weak goals, and that's about it, right?
What happened? So like game 4, I feel like was the best game for the Leafs, where they shut out the Canadians. Like that was just like the perfect game I think they could have played, because like they played both dominant on the puck and like defense was like tight. So that's the game where I feel like they should go back and watch that and be like, we want to play that game, because like they were so good. And what they need to fix up was, yeah, you guys mentioned earlier, like the scrambling defense last game you watched. Like you can't have that happen. Like you can't be nervous with the puck, like when you're trying to clear it and stuff. You got to be like very smart and very like intelligent with your passes and like clearing the zone. Like that's what they like they messed up like big time, especially when you have Sandin who's not that experienced. But like, you know, like you can't blame it all on him. But like it's just like they need to like tighten up defensively, and they need to be better offensively. Offensively, so like like Marner, Matthews need to like start producing more. I know they already have, but like they need to contribute more because
No,
like
they need to step up. Like
yeah, and like yeah, like
chances
even like
chances are chances, but like you're not gonna win with chances, bro.
yeah, man, like you need to have your top guys, like your top guns going, and like Matthews needs to step up in a big way, especially this game, like game six. And as like I'm pretty sure like now they like they realize like this is a like big moment. Even Bogosian mentioned it in like a tweet, or no, somebody mentioned it like one of these reporters. They said that they need to treat this as a game seven. Um, like that's what they need to do is like they need to think of this. This is a game seven. We're going, and we need to like go all in, or this
Someone else was
there
like,
could be.
someone replied to that tweet, and they're like, "Yo, please don't play like it's a game 7."
Oh no. It's just that
They just
mentality.
gotta
They need
play,
to
bro.
go in and then yeah,
That's
they need to like
it's what you're saying, Harmon. They gotta play with urgency. Like they can't come in and
exactly
be like, oh, it's okay if we lose. Like, don't
exactly.
play
They
like a
can't
game
play like
seven. Don't play like a game seven in the sense that if you lose this, you're done the series. But don't play in the sense that if you lose this, it's okay. It's not okay to lose this game.
yeah. Exactly. That's we've been seeing that like for the past playoffs. Like you can't play like that. You can't play scrambling. You can't be like chilling in the third period like how they do. Like you gotta be like okay, like you gotta be on the puck, on thin ice every like moment. Like this is a playoffs, right? Like even when like Sean Avery mentioned like yo, well, like you guys gotta like you guys be talking the bench like nobody was talking the bench, everyone's quiet, like you gotta like motivate each other, you gotta like get your guys going, like like it's a playoffs, we gotta do something, we gotta create chances, you gotta get your big guys going. And the power play, we haven't even mentioned the power play. Like the power play needs to be
Uh,
like, I'm not saying
Bro,
no,
man,
it's
it's been
horrible.
good, bro. It's still going in the back of the net, bro. You look at the
Bro,
process is there, but I don't,
yo,
I
but
don't,
it's not
no,
going in.
I
Oh
don't
my
it's not
care,
god,
but
good.
it's not.
process
It's
is
not
still
good.
there, bro.
Yo,
I'm not
Jascard,
yelling. I'm not
what
gonna
team?
yell.
What team has won a Stanley Cup on chances, bro? Every fucking
I'm
year we're
not
gonna say,
saying
"Oh, the
chances, bro.
Leafs
You
had
got, I
chances.
know, bro.
Leafs had a
Like,
low
but
shooting percentage, bro. They need to show up, or Austin Matthews is not a playoff performer. I don't care, bro. Like you can't just keep saying, "Oh, don't worry, next year he'll play better. Oh,
I'm
next year
not
those
saying
chances will
next
go
year,
in."
bro. I'm
But you're
not
saying
saying
they're getting the
next year.
chances. It doesn't matter, bro.
They're getting a chance, bro.
Who
I know you
cares?
don't care, bro. Like, okay, all
Like
right.
they're not gonna win on chances. Like let's say the next two games, the playoff looks fucking crazy. They hit the post 4 times on the power play. I don't
That's the
give a
bad
shit,
luck.
bro. If they
That's the bad
lose,
luck.
yeah, but so you're gonna say every single year it's bad luck. Last year we lost to
Nah, man. I'm
Columbus
not
because
saying
of
it's
bad
bad
luck.
luck.
Exactly, how are you gonna
Columbus
say
couldn't,
it's bad luck all the time?
bro.
I'm
Everyone's
not
putting
saying it's bad. Oh my god, okay,
no,
man.
but
Okay,
everyone's
go,
giving the
go.
excuse that oh the Leafs lost last year because they had a 2% shooting, 2% shooting percentage. But like, who cares, bro? They lost. That's the point. Like like no one's gonna go and say, "Oh, the Oilers had a bunch of chances that series. Maybe they could have won." No one cares, bro. They lost. They got swept. If the Leafs blow a 3-1 lead because they had a bunch of chances that didn't go in on the power play, I don't think anyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's okay. They had chances. They're doing good." No, like they lost. Like
Wait,
Austin
Jaskar, you're
Matthews.
saying okay, yeah, Jaskar, you're saying like yeah, what basically what like Borod is saying, if they have a 3-1 lead and they blow it, and like they had like all these power plays to get one back or like contribute to the game, you think like that doesn't matter? Like that's just okay. We're not gonna look at that. We're gonna look past that. Like
I'm
obviously the
not
power
saying
play
look
has to.
past it, bro. I'm not saying look past it. I'm just saying that, like, if the process is there, the puck will go in the back of the net. That's all I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah,
saying,
but
oh, it's the
that's
chances,
fine.
bro.
That's
I'm
fine,
just
Jasper. But
saying.
it hasn't gone in the back of the net yet. That's the point.
Yeah,
So,
it's gone back in the 3 4 times, I think. 4 times? 3 times? 3 times?
but like, it's not going in when it matters, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, who cares? Who
Exactly.
cares if the power
And
play
and
goes
and
in a
looking,
5-1 win or a 4-0 win? I don't care if you score on the power play. You need to score on the power play when it's a 4-3 game.
yeah,
That's when you need to. Well, they didn't get it.
it's what
That's a whole different story. But like,
yeah, it's about
um,
capitalizing opportunities, right? But they
I
did.
do think I think
Did,
in the beginning of the
did
series,
it?
the first half of
Yeah,
the series, no, Muzzin scored after the power play. It's like 10 seconds
yeah,
after.
but you know,
Anyways,
give us some
the
lead.
first
I'm
half of the
joking.
series, I think the power play looked good, but I think they
Yeah,
regressed again. Like that first unit isn't looking dangerous at all, bro. I saw the
yeah, man,
stat
you're right.
of that first unit. This whole season, Matthews has 10 goals on the power play. Hyman has 3. Thornton has 1. Riley and Marner have 0. Bro, how do
I
you only
mean,
have a 1 goal scorer on a power play?
yeah, that's true.
Like,
Bro,
You
they
have
gotta put Nylander on that
when
power play.
oh yeah,
Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah.
when you have that much talent, how you gonna like you need to score, bro? Like often.
step-
I'm not saying okay, 100% has to be accurate all the time. No, it's just like they have to be
You're
scoring
saying
more on that power play.
70%, bro. 70% not
Okay, I take that back. I take that back. I take that back.
So
Okay, relax.
stop yelling, bro. Stop yelling. You're hitting
Yeah,
my
but I'm
ear.
just
Stop
saying,
yelling.
like,
Stop yelling.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying
Speak
to,
calmly, guy.
yeah. I'm trying to argue with you because you like to, debate a lot. So I'm just saying, like, the power play needs to
Stop
be
yelling, bro. You're hitting
contributing
my
more.
ears. Okay. Yeah, I know. You think
The power
probably
play
needs
needs
to
to be,
control. I get it,
yeah,
man. Yeah, neither
I
needs
just
to be a top
think
unit.
to start.
Thorne needs to get off.
I think the point we're making is it's
It's not
time
chance.
is
You have to go in the
done
back
to
of the
start.
net.
Yeah, time is over to give excuses for this team. If they lose
Yeah, I know.
this series, I'm
It's
not
over.
making up any excuses. The team sucks, and we shouldn't expect them to win in the playoffs if they lose this series. I don't care if Matthews had fucking 30 chances and he didn't score. I don't give a shit, bro. Like,
Yeah,
the best players show up when they need to show up. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Like, they
That's
find
true.
a way to score. Like, even
Yeah.
if you're hitting the post, you need to find a way to score. And on that note, I predict Matthews is gonna have a monster night tonight. That's my prediction.
Ah, there we go. He
exactly.
jinxed it.
Like
Great.
how,
Great.
like how Sean
I
Avery,
predict. I
like
predict.
how
No,
Sean
but
Avery
yeah,
said. He
I
said,
think,
I predict
I
Nick
think, I
Suzuki is
think
gonna
we
have
should have
a
mentioned Sean
monster
Avery. Sean
night
Avery
tonight.
like good at this one.
no, I'm just saying, like, okay, but what he said is true though. He said that like good players lead their team to wins, right? So like he needs to step up. I'm not saying like
Good
he
players
should,
steal games for their team.
yeah,
I
he
don't think
should go
Matthews
like
is stealing a
ham.
game this season, or not this
But
season.
I'm
Sorry,
just
this
saying,
playoff
like,
round.
yeah,
In my opinion,
I'm just saying he should, step up. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Sean, yeah,
like he needs to have a game where you're like, holy shit, Austin Matthews is a monster. I haven't seen that from him this series yet.
you know
I
what?
haven't
No,
seen
you
that.
know,
I haven't seen that from him last series either. Like last year, like
you know what?
he,
I think Steve Duncan tried pause. I'm gonna interrupt you for a bit. But the thing was, what Steve Duncan mentioned on the podcast, one thing, he's not carrying the puck a lot. He's not carrying the puck around to his own. He's making Marner and Hyman do the work, right? And he's trying to open up teams and stuff. It doesn't work like that in playoffs because you see the Kulak or you see the Schrott and Weber always on him, and that's the thing. You gotta open up yourself. So you can't.
that's what I'm.
You gotta
Yeah,
carry the
you're right,
puck in,
bro.
right?
Like I
That's
feel
the
like
thing, right?
Matthews is so good at creating his own space, but he hasn't been doing that. And you,
Yeah.
is just me, guys? Like then you chime in on this as well. Um, hasn't Hyman been shooting a lot more than you guys want him to? I don't know if it's just me that's noticed that. Like, I'm not saying Hyman's bad, but I've noticed that Hyman is taking a lot of the touches on the puck on that shit.
Cause I think he don't want to dig the puck out, like you know what I mean, and then
I get it,
you're
but
not,
a
no,
lot
yeah,
of the time, Hyman has
yeah,
the puck, and then he'll shoot it, and it'll turn over to the other team, right? Even if he gets a shot
yeah,
on
yeah,
net.
I know,
But,
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. The thing is, he has the space. They're giving him the space. That's why he's shooting it, right? Because Martin and Matthews aren't getting enough space, right? So they're not giving Martin and Matthews enough space. So Hyman has to shoot it. They're making Hyman shoot it a lot more. That's the only reason why he's not seeing any lane. That's why he's shooting it. That's
I think
analysis.
I think it's kind of a confidence thing too. I think Hyman's like he's putting up goals in the regular season, so he's probably like mad confident that he can start contributing too in the playoffs.
Buddy, your line hasn't scored in the playoffs. Give the puck to fucking Austin Matthews and let him bring it.
Yeah, scored. Matthews
Like-
scored one goal, no?
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
you know
he
what I
has
mean,
one
though.
goal.
Like,
Yeah.
what's one goal in 5 games, bro? That's not. You
Yeah,
can't. You
nothing.
can't do that. You're Austin Matthews.
Yeah.
Like at the
Same
very
thing as
The
Martin.
true star
Martin hasn't scored.
of our
Martin
team
did
is
score
Nylander.
2 goals the whole
don't even,
series.
don't even. Okay, Matthews at least looked good. I'm talking shit about how he needs to be scoring, but Marner has not looked good at all this series. Defensively,
Yeah.
yeah, but offensively, he looks like he looks scared and lost, and he has no space.
Yeah.
He just he has a puck and he just whips it to someone and like goes away, bro. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too critical.
He's
But-
taking.
All right, let
you're
me
right.
ask you this then.
No,
Let
you're
me
right.
ask you
He's
this.
You're good.
Yeah.
Like, is it because he's playing too many minutes? He's playing like 23, 24 minutes a night.
But
Do you
that's
think
what
it's
they
too
pay
much
for.
for him?
I think it's just jitters. I don't think
Yeah.
he's confident.
He's
Like,
taking.
in the-
He's taking an extra half second. He's holding on to the puck too much.
Like when Marner
He-
plays good in the regular season, he never hesitates and he's so confident in his style of play. And I feel like the way he's carrying himself these playoffs, it does not look like that. Like I think, like I just said before, Matthew, I was talking shit about Matthews, but Matthews still looks like how he did in the regular season. Like I know this is gonna sound hypocritical, but he is creating those chances, right? Yeah, they're not going in, but it's not like he looks different than before. He does need to pot them. He needs to show up, but at least compared to Marner, he looks like he's in the game. I feel like to me, Marner, other than the defensive zone and the penalty kill, he does not look in the game to me.
Are you talking Marner?
Yeah, Mitchie.
Yeah.
Mitch Marner.
Mitch.
Mitch the
Mitch,
bitch.
Mitch, he's been really good defensively. But the thing is, with him, it's
Yo,
I
we're not
think
paying him
he.
$11 million to
Yeah,
play
I know,
defense,
man.
bro.
I know, man. I
We're
know.
paying him
He's
$11 million
but
to
I
produce.
feel like I feel like he's taking too much time, like too much time to get adjusted to playoff
It looks
hockey.
like
You know
he's
what I mean?
hesitating. Like on
Yeah,
like
that's what
I
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
about.
In the
He's
offensive
taking too much
zone, he has
time.
the puck and he hesitates. He's like, I need to make the best play. I need to make the perfect pass. Like, bro, just play the game. It'll come to you.
Yeah, man. Like you have the skill, you have the
Says
will.
us. Says us who who don't play any sort of competitive ice hockey. But yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he has the skill, he has the will, and if he really wants to, like, I see him shying away too. Like, don't shy away, guy. Get into the corner, do your stuff, and just be able to like dig the puck out and feed Matthews with it. Right, that's the thing. That's what he's on the line for. But I think Matthews needs Nylander right now more than Marner. I think Marner, but the thing,
No, I don't
I
agree.
don't. Yeah, but I think what Keith's thinking is you need a shooter on each line. With the third and fourth line, you have Spezza on the fourth line. Third line more with checking line, so you don't really need any shooters. But the second line has Nylander, first line has Matthews, and then you have the puck digger upper. You've got Cheniak, you have Simmons, you have you have Thornton, and then you have
I don't think
whatever you
that's
want to
it,
call
bro.
it.
This is what I think it is, and then you can chime in on this as well, and let's get
Yeah,
your thoughts on this
and you
after.
too, Harmon.
Um, so last season, what I didn't like is how we thought it was good in the moment, but looking back, when in the playoffs in like those like game 4 and game 5, he completely changes everything and throws out a Matthews, Marner, Tavares line when he's never done that before, right? Like I don't like making, and I think this is the reason Keith won't do it. I don't think anymore because he probably learned from his mistake. I don't think putting out a whole new line that you've never tried out before in the middle of a playoff game, a critical playoff game, is the right move. Like I don't think you can just be like, oh, I played Matthews and Marner for 50 games and 5 playoff games together, and then all of a sudden we're up in the series and I'm gonna just switch to Matthews and Nylander. Like that makes no sense, right? Like you're throwing away all that chemistry that you kept. Like why keep them together for 50 games if you were just gonna give up on them like 5 games into the playoffs, right?
Right.
I think I think that's the reason Keith won't do Matthews and Nylander. But at the same time,
Yeah, like
I think he should give more shifts to Nylander with Matthews and Marner.
But it's harder. It's harder to give chips with Nylander and Matthews and Marner, right? That's the thing.
I know it's
Like,
harder, but if you can
yeah,
find a way, I think that's the way. I don't think you completely take Marner out of it. Then again, what do you
yes,
think?
we, yeah, like we saw it in like the last game. I think like Nylander
Yeah, you
had some
saw
extra shifts
yeah,
with
you saw
the
the 3 of them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I forgot. I think it was it a podcast I was listening to or Twitter? I saw it somewhere. They're saying that like, okay, you know when Thornton played with Matthews and Marner, right? You guys remember like in the beginning of the season, what they would
yeah.
do is if it was a defensive zone draw, Hyman would be
For
with
Hyman.
Matthews and Marner. If it's an offensive zone draw, Thornton would be with Matthews and Marner. So like my thinking is why can't they do the same thing with Nylander, right? Like not like you're not throwing Nylander out there every other shift, but if you have an opportunity in the offensive zone, why not put Nylander there on the faceoff draw with Matthews and Martin? Sorry to cut you off then again.
yeah, but like yeah. So like my thing is like keep on doing what you're doing, right? But the one major change I want to see is on the power play. Like you have Hyman and Thornton as like the two extras beside Matthews, Marner, and Riley. I'd say put Spezza and Nylander there, right? Like instead, because those two are nasty. They have nasty shots. They have nasty vision. Like just load up the first power play,
Yeah, you're 100%
right?
right.
Like
I
I think
never even thought about never even thought thinking about putting Spezza there.
yeah, because like bro, like I love Thornton. This guy's like amazing vision, but like this entire series on the power play, he's been like doing like one touches, you know, like he's like a guy in the middle that's like you just pass to for like a quick sec and then you get the puck back quickly. It's nothing special, right? You need guys like Spezza and Nylander that have like versatility. To be honest, like they can shoot, they can pass, like They can move around with the puck. I don't know. And then also I want to mention like the third line. Like for tonight, I think it's gonna be Mikheyev, Kerfoot, and Simmons. Like I think that's a mistake too. I think you need to have Engvall with Mikheyev, bro. Like that combination is
Engvall
insane.
looked too good. He looked too good with them.
Yeah.
All right, Herman, let's get some
And
of your thoughts
fuck the
on
fourth
this.
line, bro.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Yo,
don't
Yeah,
even
I
play the
think
fourth line.
okay. That so last year you were talking about like how they stack top line, right? I think that was you swim or flow, and the flow and there's how you swim. What's the thing again? You swim or
Sink
you
or swim.
drown or you sink or swim. Sorry, yeah, I forgot the line. So you sink or swim, right? And they sunk. The other sink or swim, you put together whatever you want. That's what they put Janssen in. Why would they put Janssen in? Because it was sink or swim, and they sunk badly, like horrifically, right? That was to show like, oh, this team isn't ready yet, and that's why it was last year. Suarez, Marner, Matthews, right? And people got pissed off at him for doing that, and but the previous coach we begged him to play the superstars, and now we do, and this is what the problem is. Like, I'm not saying like like not playing more than 23 minutes or something, but you realize that you're playing the big guys, and you have to like do these things and like play the big minutes, and that's why you pay them. Right? Play big minutes.
All right, Herman, let's get your thoughts on this stuff.
yeah, like I agree with the Negan. Like yo, load up the first power play unit. Like yo, get that going because all I see is just like Marner not looking like Marner just like looking for the right pass, but like yo, you need to like set up plays and you need to set up like a Matthews, you know, because you like both of you need to get going on that power play especially, and like I feel like yo that's the big thing coming up, you know, this in this game, if they can get that power play going. Yeah, and I feel like if I think is Nick Foligno in tonight or no?
It looks like it, but Keith said game time decision. But he was in the lineup for the morning skate, I think.
Yeah, but I like that that line with Kerfoot, Nylander, and Galchenyuk. So like that was a sick line. I don't know if they're gonna keep that together, but like yo, that was that like that line just provided like so much like extra scoring for them. It's just crazy because like Nylander would just like shoot the puck and like you know like he had like Galchenyuk and Kerfoot setting him up. But yeah, that was a good line to see. I don't know if he's gonna keep that. And I feel like yo with that whole Matthews and Gallagher incident, like yo, I don't know how that didn't get called. Like that's just like crazy.
Oh,
Like the
these
referees are
refs,
just like,
these refs,
oh my
man.
gosh, like how do you not call that interference penalty?
Bro, there was like that literally a high stick in front of the refs on Marner, and the guy just looked at it and then looked the other way. Like, I didn't want to get started on these refs, man. I think this is a super conspiracy theory, so put your tinfoil hats on. But like who's to say the NHL didn't want to encourage the refs to help the Habs win so they can get the ticket revenue from Game Six, right? You have 2,500 fans in the North Division for the first time. Like I can see the NHL encouraging, pushing towards that. But I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into the refs. We're pretty deep into this podcast already. Um,
I think Jasker wants to mention something. No,
all right, go
I
for
say
it,
we let
Jason.
him speak.
What do I have to mention? I'm just saying the refs are bullshit, man. Like, if you want to grow the game, you gotta fire Colin Campbell. Like, it's not like protecting your stars. Like Bauer says so much time, protect your stars. Like the FIFA, like NBA does a terrific job of protecting the stars. The refs look up to the stars. They don't like. I think someone said this to me. I'm not sure it was, but the refs look up to the stars. They don't be like, oh, these stars like, dude, I don't care, like, blah blah blah, right? But with even FIFA, we're talking about the rigged FIFA. They do a better job than the fucking NHL does with the refs. That makes no sense. A rigged league does more better stuff than the NHL. How is that possible? And Colin Campbell is the main reason why, cause he's head of officiating, and he needs to be gone ASAP if you want to grow this game. Cause what he does is he initiates playoff hockey, or you wanna fucking call whatever you wanna call these shithead fucking games. If you wanna call it playoff hockey, or you wanna call it regular season hockey, what's the difference? They put their whistles away. Like, call the fucking goddamn rules. How hard is it? That's it.
All right, guys. Let's yeah, the refs are fucked, but we'll see how it goes tonight. Let's just wrap up on everyone's closing thoughts for Game 6, and we'll probably end it there. So, Danigan, what's your closing thoughts for Game 6, and maybe a quick key to the game?
Honestly, just play the way you did in Game 4. Keep it simple, right? Don't worry about like the first line clicking for this game. Like, we've had depth scoring going out throughout the series. Just keep that up at least, and don't make mistakes. That's it.
All right, just Karan, what about you?
Don't make mistakes, and don't make big mistakes, and possess the puck as much as you can. Don't let don't let the Montreal Canadiens get into your head like they did last game with Gallagher. Um, and don't turn the puck over a lot. Stick to your game as well.
Yeah, I think just the key is to stay tight defensively. Don't give Montreal any sign of hope. Like Game 5, like I could tell from the beginning, man, they were so loose. Montreal were getting chances in the beginning. If you give that to them, they're gonna have hope and they're gonna play a lot better and they're gonna be competitive in the game. If you smother them and shut them out from your end from the beginning, the game's over. As soon as you get the first goal or two, Montreal's done, bro. They're over. They won't come back. It's you just can't give them any sort of leadway or hope. But I think we're gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a very entertaining game. Like I said, Austin Matthews is due. It's time for him to show up. Show him why he's. It's gonna be a hot take. Why he's the best player in the NHL in the world.
Why he's the Rocky Richard winner?
Why
What?
he deserves the Hart Trophy this season.
All
um, but yeah, we'll see. Go Leafs go. Hopefully next time we come back, we're in a good mood for the podcast. See you guys next time.